a father to the fatherless,
and a defender of widows.
His garden, His holy dwelling. God sets the lonely in families.
He leads out the prisoners with singing.
Child Impact Brazil is an organization that exists to serve the most vulnerable children in the city of São Paulo. It's very important that we exist because even though this is one of the richest cities in the country, it's also a city of major contrast, where you find the richest and the poorest. So there's so much vulnerability here. We have kids from Bolivia, kids from Haiti, and kids that have migrated to São Paulo. Some of them are coming from living in the streets with their families. Some of them are just looking for a better future for their families, but yet they find themselves living in a factory invasion. 8 years ago, a few people broke into an abandoned factory warehouse. It was first a factory warehouse, turned into a nightclub. The government shut it down, and the place was shut down for years. So a few people that needed a place to live broke into it. Fast forward 8 years, and today there's 1,500 families, around 7,000 people living in that community. So now imagine 7,000 people. It's one factory warehouse. It's equivalent to one block. And there are 7,000 people squeezed on top of each other there.
We occupied this building 7 years ago, and this building is already transforming into a state. We have a significant number of refugees, and we are home to approximately 6 different ethnicities from diverse backgrounds. In our community, being a very needy community, the majority of mothers are extremely afraid that these children will go back to a life of crime, resort to an environment that is not sustainable.
One of the main issues that we're having with the children in our community is that at a very young age, they're involved with crime, they're doing drugs, they are using their bodies to get money. So it's a different kind of vulnerability than we see in a lot of other projects.
The problem concerning drugs and drug use is of great significance to me because I have heard that it is also a matter that can be analyzed statistically, isn't it? Due to the situation they find themselves in, this world of criminality, drug use is very visible, or rather, let's say, accessible. So it is something that causes me concern. It is something that I am aware is a matter of worry for me. So it is something that we observe, that we must fight against, we must combat, and we must provide guidance for in order to address and overcome it.
I was on the streets at the age of 22, left my home at the age of 12, and encountered drugs, crime, and prostitution during my time on the streets as a young adult. I experienced a strong desire for them to surpass me in every aspect. And CIB has opened this door where they have food, where they have love, where they have affection, where they have the chance to learn.
It's very important for the kids to have a place like this. In Brazil, school is part-time, so they go to school either just in the morning, 7 to 12, or in the afternoon, 1 to 5. The rest of the time, they're either on the streets or stuck at home. And their homes is not a place where they even want to be stuck all day long. When we visited one of the moms today, she said how grateful she was about this place because she has seen so many kids get killed playing on the streets, just run over by cars. Other of these kids starts out as play and ends up as them robbing somebody's car. So it's not great for them to be unproductive all afternoon. Public schools in Brazil don't fail children, which means that these kids don't have to work for their grades. They don't come home and do homework. They don't come home and have after-school activities, extracurricular activities. That's not the reality of Brazil. So it's important for the kids to have a place like this where they're involved in constructive, productive activities, a place let out by people that have a different mindset than that which they see every day. People that are interested not only on their financial growth, not only on their possibilities of future, but on an eternal future for them.
And the primary obstacle is to instill in them the belief that a better future is attainable. And we sow, through our examples, our education and culture, a work practically of Jesus here inside. So we are Christians for them, so we teach respect, education, cordiality, and hope for a better future. We plant this idea with them in a manner that they believe the present circumstances are not indicative of their future circumstances, and that a more promising future awaits them. We strive to demonstrate that the current situation they reside in, the conditions they face, the reality they encounter, and the circumstances they find themselves in do not dictate their future outcomes.
So every day the kids have an opportunity to first and foremost just be kids and have time to play and have recreation. That's so important for their development, especially in a culture where kids are just supposed to produce all the time. But our kids have recreation, and they also have things that are going to help them with their future, like English, arts. They're so incredibly artistic, and I love seeing everything that they come up with.
God has placed a truly wonderful project in the lives of our children because there is not a suitable place for them to play, you know? Wow, we are very grateful for setting up this NGO for our children, because things that we cannot provide, you are giving to our children.
So I hope that they can also transform into individuals who later share their experiences with gratitude for having had the opportunity to know a place like this and talk about what they went through. So my dream is for these children to achieve their dreams as well. That they can accomplish great things in life and then look back and say, I was in a place like this. And it helped me a lot to have a different perception, a different way of seeing life.
Because we understand that Jesus would do this work. Jesus would be among these children. Jesus would be among that community. Jesus would be among these people. And we have to be the extension of the arms, the hands, the life of Jesus here for these people.
To provide the opportunity for a clean, secure environment where we also offer nutritious meals, demonstrating to them that there are individuals prepared to assist them in choosing a positive direction, and removing them from vulnerable situations that may result in a future of marginalization or involvement in trafficking. It is important for them to understand that there are people who genuinely care about their well-being and are willing to provide assistance. They must be willing to take that initial step, knowing that we are here to offer support throughout their journey.
It's so interesting doing this work with these kids. It's not even 8 a.m. We open at 8 a.m. every day, and it's not even 8 a.m. and they're buzzing the doorbell, wanting to come in, waking up early to be here with us. And in the position I hold, I don't always get to be the nice auntie, the nice teacher. I oftentimes find myself being the discipliner because that's needed. And I always wonder after I have to discipline them, is now the time where they're gonna stop enjoying me, where they're gonna stop looking for my company? And time after time, just after I've disciplined them, they seem to find more love for me. Because what I notice in their homes is that either they have no structure whatsoever or a discipline that happens out of anger. So for them to be around adults that have loving, balanced discipline goes a long way in their personal development. In a recent visit that we had with one of our families, the family of one of our kids, we asked, what was your kid doing before the project started? And we were shocked, one, by how open she was, and also by how much trouble her daughter was getting into at only age 11. She told us that her daughter was the leader of her gang, and that they were setting fires to ATMs and doing all kinds of other illegal things, like breaking into people's windows, throwing rocks and eggs at the neighbors. They were getting into all sorts of trouble, and the mom was extremely appreciative of what we do here because she said she can see change in her daughter. And I can see change in that girl. When she first came in, she would fight with people about every last thing, and we would tell them time after time, when somebody does something wrong, you have the choice to not do it back to them. You can come and talk to us and let us take care of things for you. And this morning, when I came in, the first thing she said is, I need to talk to you. And I asked her what happened, and she's like, this person did this, and they called my mom that, and I didn't do anything. I called you. We've only been open for a couple of months now, barely a couple of months now. So being able to see transformation in them, both in an educational aspect, but also character-wise, it's huge, because if this has already happened in 2 months, imagine the impact that we can have in these kids' lives working with them for 3, 4, 5 years.
I noticed change with the level of literacy. Some kids who didn't know, didn't recognize letters, now we see they can form words. This is very rewarding. Behavior changes with cordiality, respect for colleagues as well. They arrived here in a more rough manner, and we are shaping them daily, including with our examples. We pray, we gradually introduce drops of kindness, cordiality, respect, and education, and may this serve as an example for them throughout life. My dream for them is that they don't give up, because only those who give up can't achieve. That's what I tell them daily regarding literacy, education, and professional training, that they truly don't give up, and that they practice every day to empower themselves, and that they don't let the idea get into their heads that their current living conditions are determinative of their future.
As ironic as this may sound, my dream for them is not to see their dreams come true. A lot of my kids just dream about being an influencer, making a ton of money. It's me, fancy cars, fancy houses, and that's not at all what I want for them. What I want for them is first and foremost eternity. And then what I want for them is for them to be like Jesus. So I want for them to love the people around them, to care about their impact to the world and to their families. My dream for these kids is that they will be change makers for other people. My dream for them is that they won't see a life where what matters is how much I can grow and what I can have for myself, but how I can be a blessing for others and how I can be a human being that cares about those around me.
I dream that they are better than me, that God will work in their lives, that they can be humans of light, that they can make a difference in this land, and I am extremely, extremely, extremely ecstatic for you having belief in our community, for visiting our community. I believe that from this community, there will emerge great human beings, great individuals, glorified people, individuals who will have more faith in the Word of God, who will witness and experience the actions of God in their lives. The care that God is taking in our lives is unbelievable and beyond what we can comprehend. Many times we tried to do something within our community. We tried to fight for these children, but we didn't have the structure for it. And today, through you all, we are managing to change our community, right? They have acquired such a vast amount of knowledge and experience that I am at a loss for words. I firmly believe that this will be the solution for a large number of our children. Our children are unable to afford an English class, tutoring, and here they are provided with the chance to enhance themselves. I believe that knowledge is everything, and I am very happy to be part of it all.
Hi friend, this is the first of what we hope to be many projects opening here in Brazil. The children in these favelas are growing up surrounded by alcohol, drug abuse, and violence. And I want to invite you to support us at Child Impact Brazil by providing a safe place for these children to go after school and learn about Jesus. If you would like to support this project, please visit us online at childimpact.org/donate and select Operation Child Rescue, or call our office at 423-910-0667. Thank you for your support, and may God bless.